Hi, my name is John Capobianco, and I'm really continuing on the agent-to-agent MCP revolution. I've just finished a 3 out of 4 week tour from Dallas in ONUG, the AI and Networking Summit, to Cisco Live in San Diego, to SharkFest for Wireshark in Richmond, Virginia. So literally all over the place, talking about AI, showing AI, working on packet buddies, working on advancing this. And one thing I thought of along this journey is really to try to make this more accessible. So I'm going to read a little bit and then show you the live work that I've done to get this going. So this is V2A, voice to agent, and agent to voice, A to V. And this is revolutionary. We're talking about hands-free intelligent access where you can talk to your network, talk to your data, and get answers without a keyboard. Now think about the physically disabled, motor impairments, even a broken arm, right? This removes major barriers for those with physical impairments, physical disabilities, who have trouble with the keyboard. This is not just voice control either, it's voice cognition. This understands and reasons and speaks back. The other thing is it's neurodivergent friendly interaction. Think of people with ADHD who have trouble focusing on their thoughts and typing or reading a huge text of output. People with things like dyslexia or processing challenges. Reading and writing can be exhausting for many of us, okay? Speaking, number one, is faster and more natural than typing, especially those who struggle with focus or written expression, all right? And this is about expressing yourself. Getting information spoken back to you also is proven to reduce cognitive load. This feels like collaborating, not querying, where we're reading text like a Wikipedia article. Now think about the blind or the visually impaired users who can't use a screen. Well, now they can use a microphone and their headphones, their earbuds, and just listen. Now imagine a network engineer who's blind, right? And now they can ask for things and hear the results. If we paired this with braille displays or smart glasses, it becomes a cybernetic augmentation. Really excited about that and making this accessible to people with visual impairment. This replaces GUI hell, okay, with a natural dialogue. For people who are just generally overwhelmed by the complexities of interfaces, here is your lifeline. Dashboards, terminal commands, CLI syntax. All of this is displaced and replaced by conversation. The words, show me the routing table on device R0, become the interface. Keep that in mind. Your words are now the interface. Could work with multilingual empowerment, right? So language is no longer a barrier to automation. Your system is the important thing, not the language you're using, right? No laptops, no mouse, we just talk, right? And a true conversational DevOps approach. This agent isn't just answering our questions, it's working. You're not just getting information back. Our agents can take action like configuration management, opening tickets, notifying teams. True voice accessibility. Voice to cognition to execution. All right, when AI listens to you and understands you and speaks back to you, without requiring even your hands or your eyes, it doesn't just make it more accessible, it makes you more powerful. I urge you to stick around and watch the demos you're about to see and really think about the possibilities. Thank you. Okay, so let's bring up the container. Let's run our client. Let's authenticate against Google. With OAuth. And let's try this. What tools do you have available to you as an AI agent? There it is there, all the way down at the LangGraph agent. We should get an answer in a second here. Back up to the A2A agent, and then listen. It's just processing this answer into natural language. All right, so just hang on just a second and you'll check this out.
You asked, what tools do you have available to you as an AI agent? I have access to a variety of tools categorized into different functionalities. Here's a brief overview. 1. Network automation tools. PyATES run show command. Executes show commands on Cisco devices. PyATES configure device. Applies configuration commands to Cisco devices. PyATES show running config. Retrieves the running configuration from Cisco devices. PyATES show logging. Retrieves recent system logs from Cisco devices. PyATES ping from network device. Executes ping commands from Cisco devices. PyATES run Linux command. Executes Linux commands on specified devices. 2. File system tools. Write file, edit file, read file, create directory, for file and directory operations. 3. GitHub tools. For managing repositories, issues, and pull requests on GitHub. 4. Slack tools. Slack post message, Slack reply to thread, Slack add reaction, for sending messages and reactions in Slack. 5. ServiceNow tools. For creating and managing ServiceNow tickets. 6. Email tools. For sending emails with specified content and recipients. 7. Maps tools. For geolocation and elevation data. 8. Diagramming tools. For creating and updating network diagrams. 9. Mermaid diagram tools. For generating PNG images from mermaid diagram code. 10. Vega Light visualization tools. For creating visualizations from structured data. 11. Quick chart tools. For generating chart images and URLs using quickchart.io. 12. RFC document tools. For retrieving and searching RFC documents. 13. NIST CVE vulnerability tools. For retrieving information about CVEs from the NIST NVD. 14. Draw.io NCP tools. For creating and managing diagrams using Draw.io. 15. Subnet calculator tool. For calculating subnetting information based on CEDAR notation. 16. A2A peer agent delegation tool. For delegating tasks to peer agents when necessary. These tools allow me to perform a wide range of tasks related to networking, automation, documentation, communication, and more. If you have a specific task in mind, let me know, and I can determine the best tool to use.
All right, so let's try. Help me understand the interfaces on device R0, capital R.
You asked, help me understand the interfaces on device R0, capital R. It seems that the device R0 is not found in the testbed configuration, which means I can't directly access or retrieve information from it. Please ensure that the device name is correct and that it is included in the testbed configuration file. If you have access to the testbed file, you might want to verify the device's entry or provide the correct device name. If you need further assistance with this, feel free to ask.
Please help me understand the interfaces configured on device capital R0. All right, there's the show IP interface brief. It's connecting and running the command, and we should get a payload back in a second.
You asked, please help me understand the
Yes.
interfaces configured on device
Yes.
capital R0. Here is a summary of the interfaces configured on device R0. VLAN interfaces, VLAN 1, IP address unassigned, status up, protocol up. VLAN 10, IP address unassigned, status administratively down, protocol down. VLAN 20 to VLAN 25, IP addresses, VLAN 20, 10.20.20.1, VLAN 21, 10.20.21.1, VLAN 22, 10.22.1, VLAN 23, 10.23.1, VLAN 24, 10.24.1, VLAN 25, 10.25.1, status up, protocol down. Gigabit Ethernet interfaces, Gigabit Ethernet 00, IP address, 10.10.20.66, status up, protocol up. Gigabit Ethernet 10 to 104, IP address unassigned, status. Administratively down, protocol down. Gigabit Ethernet 10 to 107, IP address unassigned, status up, protocol down. Gigabit Ethernet 108, IP address unassigned, status up, protocol up. Port channel interfaces, port channel 1 and port channel 21, IP address unassigned, status down, protocol down. Loopback interface, loopback 0, IP address 192.168.1.1, status up, protocol up. This configuration shows a mix of active and inactive interfaces, with some VLANs and Gigabit Ethernet interfaces having assigned IP addresses, while others are unassigned or administratively down.
Okay, let's go crazy here. Mike, can you please add loopback 100, IP address 192.168.100.100?
You asked, can you please add loopback 100 IP address 192.168.100 and 100.100? To configure a loopback interface with the IP address 192.168.100.100/32 on a Cisco device, I will use the PyAts configure device tool.
Okay, let me bump
Please
up
confirm the
window of
device
time.
name where you want this configured.
Let me bump up the window of time here. Let me bring this down. Because we need more time to speak to it now that it works. So let's go into the code here. Can you please configure loopback 100 with a description of configured by voice and an IP address of 192.168.100.100/24 on device capital R0?
You asked, can you please configure loopback 100 with a description of configured by voice and an IP address of 192.168.100.100/2400? It seems there are a few issues with the IP address and subnet mask you've provided. The IP address 192.168.100.100.100 is not in a valid format, and /2400 is not a valid CIDR notation. Could you please confirm the correct IP address and subnet mask for the loopback interface? For example, a valid IP address and subnet mask would look like 192.168.100.100/24.
Can you please configure on device capital R0 interface loopback 100 with an IP of 192.168.100.100/24 and a description of configured by voice?
You asked, can you please configure on device capital R0 interface loopback 100 with an IP of 192.168.100.100.100.100/24 to configure the interface loopback 100 on device R0 with the IP address 192.168.100.100/24. I will use the PIATS configure device tool. This tool allows me to apply configuration commands to a specified Cisco iOS NXOS device. Here's the configuration command I will use. Interface loopback 100, IP address 192.168.100.100.255.255.255.0. I will proceed with this configuration. To configure the interface loopback 100 on device R0 with the IP address 192.168.100.100/24, I will use the PIATS configure device tool. This tool allows me to apply configuration commands to a specified Cisco iOS NXOS device. Here's the configuration command I will use. Interface loopback 100, IP address 192.168.100.100.255.255.0. I will proceed with this configuration. To configure the interface loopback 100 on device R0 with the IP address 192.168.100.100/24, I will use the PIATS configure device tool. This tool allows me to apply configuration commands to a specified Cisco iOS NXOS device. Here's the configuration command I will use. Interface loopback 100, IP address 192.168.100.100.255.255.0. I will proceed with this configuration. The configuration has been successfully applied on device R0. The interface loopback 100 is now configured with the IP address 192.168.100.100/24. If you need any further assistance, feel free to ask.
Can you please ping loopback 100 to confirm it is now up and operational.
You asked, can you please ping loopback 100 to confirm it is now up and operational? To proceed with pinging loopback 100, I need to know the device name where this loopback interface is configured. Could you please provide the device name?
On device capital R0, could you please ping loopback 100 to confirm it is up and operational? The IP address is 192.168.100.100. Pretty remarkable, right? Using our voice to totally operate a network, adding a loopback interface, understanding the interfaces, understanding the agent itself. So I'm speaking to the agent, and then I'm querying the agent. I'm getting the agent to do things. I'm getting the agent to take agency and configure things without my hands, just my voice. And I'm getting natural language in a human artificial intelligence augmented text-to-speech response that you wouldn't know wasn't a human describing the interaction. Back and forth, a push-to-talk system with artificial intelligence agents. Thank you so much. Please share this.